and it frustrated me. I was total conflict because it was an external thing for me with him, an external thing with my family. My family wanted me at every event, everything. I come from a big family, and oh my gosh, there's a birthday holiday every other week. And I was so frustrated and hating stuff. And so when he brought this up, so I thought, well, not only will it help me to understand what he's doing, excuse me, but it will help me if this really works. So I listed all my 5 eyes. I went through each one of them. And as simple and as crazy it might seem, that's all it took. I went through, and as I mentioned before, I took and started listing what it was, and I started getting my eyes met.
The holy grail to it all, and it's really simple. It's so interesting. People think that this has to be super complex. So this has got to be a 90-day course. This has got to take me a year to figure it out. No. As soon as you understand truth, truth is truth. So here's the truth.
There's an elegance to this simplicity.
There is. And simplicity is truth. The simplicity of this is, it'll blow your mind, because if you're married or if you're in a relationship or in a business relationship, this is how and why people do what they do. We all have filters, or I call associations, on how we get our eyes met. So many people have the eye of acceptance, appreciation, acknowledgement. That in its nature is external. So Shea, when she used to be external, had to have acceptance, appreciation, acknowledgement from other people. And I spent so many months with her trying to say, okay, help me out. You got to get that internal. But sometimes when you're so close to it that your spouse really doesn't want to hear it. So she had to go explore it on her own. She then realized that she needed her sanity more than her family. So she took that power and came internal. But here's why Producer Revolution, people who start companies and fail, there's only one reason why. They have an external eye.
That was a separate thing, right?
Yeah.
Start companies and fail and produce a revolution.
Oh, yes. Okay. I was talking about myself.
Oh, okay.
All right.
I have business ADD. I start a lot of businesses and drop them. Produce a revolution. When people get involved in it, and you guys correct me here, but I know this is already true. What happens is one person gets involved, they get excited, they go home, they tell their spouse comes to 1 or 2 events, the next thing you know, you don't see either one of them.
Right.
Okay, what happens is, that person, let's just go with guy and girl. Okay, and I know it doesn't matter, but for this experience, let's say the guy started Producer Revolution, the girl's at home. His eyes are aligned. The only reason he took action is because it met his eyes, 2 or more of his eyes. That's why he fundamentally desired the action, did what he wanted to do. He went home, he told his spouse. His spouse's eyes are acceptance or security, and his eye is the wife. So what happens is he goes home, and one of his eyes is, I want to love my wife, and she makes me feel important. So if she says, you know what, honey, I don't know about this, well, that offends his eyes. Principle 3, you'll do anything to get your eye met. So he has now conflicting eyes. One of his eyes is, hey, the Producer Revolution is going to make me get what I want, fulfill all my dreams. And the other eye of my spouse is being offended, so they won't do it. Principle 3, they go back and forth. So what has to happen, anytime someone has a breakthrough, that aha moment, you have to align those eyes for success. So what you do is you take your spouse, male or female, and you say, okay, tell me your 5 eyes, here's my 5 eyes. Can we align these so that you get your eyes met and I can get my eyes met, and together we can get our eyes met and do what we really want to do? Without that conversation, you will never get to that point. Shea and I have done it so often and so frequently now. In August when I came here, we had already been in Utah for 2 weeks. I wanted to go home. I did the radio show, and then I got home, I got a text, hey, we need you to come back. And I turned to my wife. I said, okay, this is a huge sacrifice. I need to go up there for 3 days. What can I do to meet your eyes? She said, I want a trip. I said, okay, you let me go for 3 days? I'll take you anywhere you want to go in the world. It met her eyes. It met my eyes. She was willing to sacrifice because, once again, principle 3, if you get their eyes met, they'll do anything to get them met. So if you align them, go ahead, Shea.
I wanted him to go.
Yeah.
I was so excited for him to go. Like, how many more events can you go to? Please go.
Yeah, and here's what I want people to do is internalize this. Look into your life.